Hey, welcome to another Pokemon Go video. So jumping straight into Go Battle League, and we've gone back a little bit, back to when we had a glitch and couldn't see ratings. So I'm in rank 8 and going to jump straight in. The options are Ultra League only. I'm going Ultra League Premier Cup. So was running Lapras on the lead. We're going to swap that up into Swampert on the lead with Lapras and Gallade in the back. So we'll see how that goes. Hopefully we can get some good leads and see how we go. So currently this is rank 8, so let's see how we go. So Swampert into Gengar, so good lead match here. Gengar is absolute glass cannon, so they got to that charge and he's very quickly. No shield because it's going to be a Shadow Punch, so don't need to shield. No reason to save up and throw an Earthquake because, no, they're not going to shield. Gengar is so glassy that I was fully expecting them to shield. However, obviously they did not. So out comes Togekiss. And we'll be able to throw this Hydro Cannon. Got the shield and able to get to the second Hydro Cannon. So the reason for that is because, so that's why I over farm there, so I can throw back to back. So out comes Lapras to absolutely chunk away. So it's probably going to be an Ancient Power. Ancient Power is such an awful move, and unfortunately we hit that at the same time. So I'm going to underfarm, undercharge, just so I can farm it down a little bit more, and they realised that, so they swapped it out. So what I'm going to do is throw the Surf here and hopefully grab a shield. Was not able to do so, and then swap into the Gallade. So obviously I need to throw a Close Combat here. I will not shield this one up, and we'll see how we go. So I want to charge up to the Close Combat. I'm going to throw the Leaf Blade and try and bait out a shield here because it does save me one fast move, which when you're running Confusion, the fast moves aren't so fast. So going to shield up the second Night Slash, and then wait for them to switch out. So make sure I do not throw that energy. Throw the Close Combat when they switch back in, so able to avoid the sack swap there. So as soon as I saw that thing coming in, swapped up and just charged it down, and then threw the Close Combat straight on the Obstagoon when it came back in. So second match, Charizard on the lead, so absolutely perfect. Swap straight out into the Hariyama. So I'm going to swap that into the Gallade and throw the Leaf Blade here, and let's see if I can grab a shield, or am not going to. So I was able to grab the shield there. So I'm expecting them to, throw a Close Combat. No shield because I do think that the Charizard is obviously going to come back in and going to farm me down. So I want to leave as little energy as possible on the Gallade for farming, and I've also decided to let this go because a Blast Burn will absolutely be fine. So able to let that Blast Burn go through, and then in comes the Venusaur. So not ideal, but with 2 shields I am able to win that matchup. They know that, so they leave. So 2 shields to 1, I would be able to Ice Shard that down. So absolutely perfect there, and able to take that game. So not shielding on the Gallade to make sure I didn't have energy for farming of the Charizard was really crucial there. So this is a horrible matchup and the worst possible matchup I can have. So switch into the Lapras because I don't want to switch into Gallade because that will get them switching straight out. And then through comes the Obstagoon. It's going to be throwing a Cross Chop, which is going to be doing a reasonable amount of damage. What I want to do here is throw the Surf. I won't get a shield, but then throw an Ice Beam straight after because they probably won't shield this either, and they haven't. And then that will allow me to potentially going to shield this up and look to farm down. So unfortunately they have got 2 shields to absolutely none, so not looking too pretty for me. It does mean that I'm able to win switch advantage, but unfortunately I don't grab a shield there, so I really needed to grab a shield there. Unfortunately that was not the case. They're going to be able to throw some energy and then switch into the Charizard. So out comes my Swampert, and going to look to Hydro So I do grab a shield, and this is actually very, very good for me because I do not want to have this thing having all the energy in the world. So I overcharge a little bit here, and then they get to another charge move, which is unfortunate, but it is just the Dragon Claw, and I do survive. So I'm able to throw the hydro cannon, and I get the second shield, and I was really hoping to be able to get to another one, but one charge move away. So able to throw the close combat there, and then they fast move farm me down. So they, yeah, just the really, really bad matchups for me there, and had to committed shields too early, and they just had all the right counters. There, so really unfortunate. Getting the Obstagoon off the lead isn't too bad. The reason I'm not going to shield this first one up is because if they get the boost on the Night Slash, I'd much rather shield the second one than the first. So I'll let the first one go and then throw straight into the Hydro Cannons and start trying to put on some shield pressure. So got the shield on that second one, and then in comes another charge move. I will match the shield here. Still not getting the boost, so that's good for me, and then throw straight into the next Hydro Cannon and see what they want to do. So they've decided to shield that up as well, and so my thought process is, will I do the same? Yes, I will. And then they switch out, and I take too long to switch, and I lose all that energy on the Swampert. So really bad play there by me. But, I mean, it is what it is. So I swap into the Lapras because it would be better if it was a Waterfall Gyarados, but it is what it is, isn't it? So throw the Ice Beam and manage to takes off a massive amount of health because it does the neutral damage due to the flying type. So we're both down shields, and I do want to swap this out. So swapped it out and kept the Surf saved up on the Gyarados, saved on the Lapras, and then able to get to a close combat here on the Charizard. They swap back into their Obstagoon and able to get to a Leaf Blade to take it out. Charizard comes back in and he's going to throw energy, but I do have energy stored on the Lapras in the back, so able to throw the Surf and take that game with 1 HP and an absolute dream. So even after the absolute the sacking and just, well, the fact that my Swampert got lost a full charge move worth of energy, was able to just take that game with absolute dream at the end. So Swampert and the Swampert. So I don't really like this match. I do not play it well, and it really depends on what your opponent is going to do. So I've shielded up the first one. It is the Hydro, and they're throwing back to back, so I will not shield up this second one. So the issue here is I will get one little extra farm, throw the energy, and when they don't, they do not shield up the first one, expecting them to shield up the second one, and then they don't. So this is really bad. They're up a shield, and then out comes good old Venusaur. So I managed to draw a shield there, but now Venusaur is absolutely stacked with energy. So I bring out my Gallade to put some damage in with confusions, and I'm expecting them to get out of there, but they have back-to-back charge moves saved, so really not good for me. Does almost all of my damage, and then out comes an Obstagoon, and the Obstagoon is going to be able to take this match. They have a shield advantage, and they have the Venusaur in the back as well. So they're sitting in a really, really nice spot. Unfortunately, it's going to be really hard ask to be able to take this match. So throwing the Ice Beam here to try and take this out. Able to take it out. Out comes my Gallade, throws the Leaf Blade. They didn't even bother to shield, and then they fast move farm me down. So, yeah, really unfortunate there, and really well played on their part for the Swampert lead, and I just played it all wrong. And I mean, it is what it is. So able to go 3 and 2 in that set. So not too bad. Still positive. So happy with that. Always looking to go positive. And we'll jump into the next set. So again, Swampert on the lead. And let's see what we get. So Swampert into Venusaur. Awful lead. The worst possible lead you can get. So swap into Venusaur because swap into Lapras because at least it has some play. And then out comes their Gyarados after throwing a charge move. So I have to shield up that charge move. And then they shield up my Ice Beam, which is not what I was expecting. So I mean, it's fine, and then I'll throw straight into the next Ice Beam and see if we grab a second shield. So no second shield there, so we'll look to try and farm this down. Was able to get to the Surf first, and we'll be able to put the pressure on. So they've decided not to shield that up, and then out comes the Venusaur as you'd expect, but I am able to get to the Surf, which is really big, and able to do a little bit more chip damage. So for this, obviously, I am going to come out with my Gallade. I do not want my winning that switch was really important because it meant that I could then be able to avoid having my Swampert matched up against their Venusaur, which is absolutely massive. So I'm going to look to over farm a little bit, expecting a Ancient Power to come out, which will not take me out. They didn't get the boost, so that's absolutely fine, and I've saved back-to-back Hydros here. Well, not quite back-to-back, and then wasn't able to charge it down. So going to throw the Leaf Blade straight away to take out the Togekiss, and then able to fast move farm down the Venusaur because it threw energy before it swapped out. So able to take that game, so really good even after an absolutely, well, the worst possible lead that you could have when you're leading a Swampert yourself. So Venusaur just absolutely monsters you. So again, Swampert v Swampert, and I hate these matches. I always seem to play them just all sorts of wrong. So charging up a lot of energy there, and probably going a little bit too far in the energy charge. Should have just thrown earlier. Got another little fast move through there, which is okay. And then they instantly throw the double Hydros there. So going to throw my energy now, get one more little farm just to stop them throwing first, and then do manage to grab a shield and throw another charge move. So doing really well so far, able to grab both of their shields. And then here is where I make my mistake. So decide to shield this up because I do think I can get to another one, but they have back-to-back charge moves. So somewhere in there they got extra fast moves through, which is not ideal. So out comes Lapras to farm down. At least we're both in the zero shield situation, except for they get to a Sludge Wave on my Lapras. So out comes an Escavalier, and because I have so much energy, it's not as bad. I can throw back-to-back Surfs, and it will be doing a reasonable amount of neutral damage. And so looking to absolutely farm down. Tried to do a quick swap there, but wasn't able to get there. Aerial Ace is not quite enough to take me out, but they are able to finish me with fast moves. Out comes Charizard, which is not ideal. So Charizard v Gallade, not good. Got a defense drop and they're going to Blast Burn, and that's going to KO, so that's good game. So again, the Swampert lead mirrored is just not doing well for me. Really need to think about it. Throw that energy a little bit earlier. I think that was my issue, and then possibly look to just do better basically. So into a Lapras. No one likes this match, and tried to switch out on the charge move, was not able to do it unfortunately. So then they decide to swap, which really surprised me. In comes a Drift Blimp, so throw my energy on the Drift Blimp and then tried to get the Surf off, but was not able to do so. So not going to shield this up because it's going to be an Icy Wind. Because I don't want to KO here, so undercharge that so I can farm down and get a little bit of extra farm onto their Drift Blimp, and then out comes their Lapras, which is absolutely fine with me. Lapras into the mirror. So I've been debuffed, so I will not be doing very much damage at all, but that's absolutely fine. So not going to shield this up. Surf comes through, it's not going to do much damage. So I want to clear that debuff. So swap into the Gallade there. I've got one little fast move, an extra fast move, and they've got 2 Surfs thrown. I shield up the first one, let the second one go, get one extra a little bit of energy just so I've got a head start if they let this go. They do not, so now what do I do here? I let it go. So let this go, and then they've got a shield and the Lapras. So come in with the Swampert and look to charge down the Lapras. So out comes a Venusaur. I do have a lot of energy on my Lapras, so they shield that up, and then I'm going for my second one. I've got a shield as well, so look to shield up their Frenzy Plant, and then we'll be able to throw straight into the Ice Beam. So saving that energy on the Lapras to deal with what they had in the back really worked out, because it was the Venusaur, which is absolutely perfect when shields are, well, they had one shield, but was able to throw the double Ice Beams before they got to double Frenzy Plant. So happy days. So we'll jump into the next one and see how we go. So what have we got in the lead? So Swampert into Machamp. So not too bad. Obviously the Hydro Cannon's going to be doing a reasonable amount of damage, but then the Cross Chops, I think it's going to be Cross Chop, is also going to be doing a little bit of damage. So they swap into the Gyarados, again running Dragon Breath, so it'd be nicer if it was Waterfall, but what I want to do here is over farm a lot, so I'm not going to shield this up either. The Crunch isn't going to do huge amounts of damage, and so I'll throw the Surf to try and grab a shield to start with. Happy days, and then look to throw the Ice Beam. Because I got to the Ice Beam so quickly, they won't be thinking I've got time to get to another decent charge move. Doesn't go shielded, and then I'm able to win switch. So absolutely phenomenal there. So out comes the Machamp. I match that up against my Gallade, and then they say goodbye, and it's good game, and I get the win there. So happy days. So being able to overcharge that energy, throwing the Surf and grabbing a shield, and then throwing the Ice Beam on that Gyarados to win switch, absolutely phenomenal. So next one, into the Shadow Dragonite. So this is a pretty bad match. However, because it's a Shadow, it's going to be doing resisted damage, but it's got less HP. So I've actually got some play here. So I'm going to put on some damage into this Dragonite to see what I can do. So able to get it almost all the way down before it double Dragon Claws me, and he's going to take me out. That's absolutely fine. So here I'm actually going to come into my Gallade to get one little bit of extra damage, to be able to store up a little bit of extra energy. So they come in and mirror with their Gallade. I'm going to throw a Leaf Blade here, which is absolutely fine. So grab the shield, which is perfect. I'm going to shield that up. They're throwing a Leaf Blade, and then I'm going to throw straight into my own Leaf Blade to take this out. So because they're running a Shadow as well, it's actually got less health, so I'm able to make it faint at the same time. And they have a Swampert in the back, so it's going to be running probably Sludge Wave in Ultra League. There's the Sludge Wave, and then so what I want to do is throw a Surf. I'm going to require a Surf and a Ice Beam potentially, so I know I can survive a second Sludge Wave, so let that go, and then I'll be able to throw into the Surf, throw into the Ice Beam and take that out. At that range, I think a double Surf is enough to KO there, but I just wanted to be sure and knew I could tank that second Sludge Wave, so absolutely fine. And in that set, able to go 4 and 1, so really good there. Got some good leads, got some bad leads, and got some sort of average leads, so I was able to recover. So Dino as a reward, absolutely outstanding. I do have a video on excellent curveballs, so I'll link to that now if you want to check that out, and then able to catch that with a little bit of extra candy. So that's it for now. Hopefully that's useful for someone now that Ultra League's back up and running again. But thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Up to 2346 there, so very nice. I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.